At some point, everyone has to learn more about themselves and how to stand up for what they need. It's important to know how to set limits and say no sometimes. We often put other people's wants before our own, which can hurt us. This thought is about understanding why we do this and why it's key to know our own limits. We're going to talk about how leaving bad situations or relationships is not just about keeping ourselves safe, but it's also a big way of showing self-respect and independence. In this discussion, we'll look at different parts of this idea, like how saying no and having a clear plan for life can change how we see ourselves and interact with others, making life more real and satisfying. Before we start, make sure you're subscribed and please share your thoughts in the comments. Let's begin. It's interesting and happens a lot. Many people spend their time and energy helping others, sometimes more than they should, even if it means ignoring what they need. Why do they do this? Maybe they're trying to feel good about themselves, really want others to like and accept them, or think that feeling good about themselves depends on what others think of them. Worrying too much about what other people think can be a problem. If you care too much about others' opinions, you might forget who you really are. You start to act how you think others want you to, as if you need their approval to exist. This can be tiring and often leads to a never-ending chase for approval and praise. People look for acceptance for different reasons. Some might not feel good enough on their own and need others to make them feel valued. Others might have been raised in places where they only got love and attention if they did what others wanted, making them think this is the only way to be loved or respected. But it's important to understand that always trying to get approval from others can be a lonely and unsatisfying journey. It's like trying to fill an empty space inside you with something you can never quite get. To stop this, you might need to get better at liking yourself, caring about what you think and what you need. When you do this, you start living a more real and happy life, where what other people think is just a small part, not the main thing that makes you happy or feel good about yourself. A lot of us end up spending our time and effort on others. But why? Are we trying to prove something to ourselves or really want to be liked? Worrying too much about what others think can make us feel trapped by their opinions. If you're often in this spot, I've got a good tip for you to get back your independence and confidence. It's just to walk away. This might sound harsh, but sometimes it's what you need to do to feel strong again. In life, we meet different kinds of people. Some don't respect your space, some rely too much on others, or can be mean and selfish. By showing them you can leave, you not only show you're independent, but you also take back control of your life. Being able to walk away is really about two key things: being able to say no and having a clear plan for your life. If you often get caught up in what others want or feel taken advantage of, you might find it hard to say no and might not have a clear goal. Knowing what you want shows others that you think your time and life are important. This helps keep you away from situations where people don't respect your space. Staying true to your goals means you don't have to look for others to approve of you. Remember, walking away isn't just about moving away. It's about knowing your value and respecting yourself. By doing this, you tell the world you're the boss of your life. Thanks for taking the time to think about this. Walking away might seem tough, but sometimes it's a must to stay true to ourselves. As we go through life, we meet many people. Some stay for a short while, like leaves blowing away, and some stay deep in our hearts. Each meeting, short or long, changes our story in its own way. Choosing to step back isn't easy. It often feels both freeing and a bit sad. But taking charge of our own story shows we're grown up and understand ourselves. Knowing when to end things, when to turn the page, is an important part of making a happy and real life. Sometimes deciding to leave might look selfish to other people, but really, it's about taking care of ourselves. When we move away from situations or people that don't fit with what we believe or want anymore, we open up space for new chances and good experiences. Our journey of finding ourselves is made up of meeting and saying goodbye to people, each adding their own bit to our life's big picture. These times of leaving, even if they hurt, are important for us to grow. They help us learn our limits, what we want, and who we really are. I'm sharing these thoughts to make my audience curious and interested. I want to inspire them to think about their own lives in a new way, seeing lots of chances to learn and grow. Among the different people we meet, some don't really understand or respect personal space. Some might depend on us too much, wanting a lot of our time and effort. These relationships, even if they mean well, can tire us out and make things feel unbalanced. Then, there are people who are just mean and have bad intentions. They see being social as a chance to use or take advantage of others. They can be unkind, using mean jokes, criticism, or hurtful behavior to put others down, only caring about what they get from it, not how it affects others. These tough situations, even though they're hard, can teach us a lot. They show us how important it is to set and keep good boundaries. Learning how to recognize and handle these kinds of people is key for our emotional well-being and growth. It helps us learn to speak up, defend our beliefs, and not let others treat us badly. When we choose to keep our distance from people who don't respect our space, we're making a strong statement to ourselves and to them. This shows that we're our own bosses and that we decide who we let into our lives. Walking away isn't just about showing we're strong, but it's also a big step in taking back control of our happiness and abilities. Choosing to keep our distance is like protecting and looking after ourselves. By staying away from harmful people or tiring relationships, we're taking care of our mental and emotional well-being. We're putting our own space and development first. It's a way to remember that we are the ones who make ourselves happy and peaceful. Also, this step can really affect those who usually cross the line. It might make them think about what they've done and possibly start to act differently. The strength in walking away really comes from two key things: being firm with saying no and having a clear goal. First off, saying no is a strong way to set boundaries. It's straightforward and works well. By saying no, you let others know what you need, like, and won't put up with. This is really important for keeping relationships healthy and respectful. It's like saying you're in charge of your own decisions. No isn't just about turning something down. It's about respecting and understanding yourself. It helps us avoid things we don't like, promises that are too much, and treatment we don't deserve. This word, when used firmly and nicely, shows real strength and self-confidence. Second, having a direction is like having a map for where you want to go in life. It means knowing your goals, what you dream of, and what you want to do. When you know where you're going, it's easier to make choices and pick ways that match your beliefs and goals. Direction helps us stay focused, keeping us away from things that distract us or bring us down. No and direction together are very strong. While no keeps bad influences away, direction guides us to reach our dreams. These ideas are really important for keeping true to ourselves and walking our own path. If you often give in to what other people want, or worse, if people use, control, or hurt you, this could mean you're not good at saying no and don't have a clear plan for your life. These are serious signs that you should think about. Not being able to say no might come from wanting to make others happy, avoiding arguments, or thinking your needs aren't as important as others. Even if it doesn't seem like a big deal, this can lead to ignoring your own needs and feeling bitter, and it can make it easier for others to take advantage of you. On the other hand, not knowing what you want can happen because you're unsure, you don't know yourself well, or you're scared to follow what really interests you. If you don't have a clear goal, it's easy to just go along with what other people want, and you miss out on living a life that's really yours. Realizing you do this is the first step to making changes. It starts with making your self-esteem and self-knowledge stronger, figuring out what matters to you and what you want in life. Then, you can begin to learn how to say no when you need to, and start working towards your own dreams and goals. If you can't say no and don't know what you want in life, you might not stand up for yourself as much. When you're not sure about your own values and goals, you're more likely to be moved by what others want. This uncertainty can be noticed by others, and sadly, sometimes they take advantage of it. If people see that you don't have your own direction, they might try to push their wishes and goals on you. This could happen in sneaky ways or more openly, but either way, you could end up living a life that's more about what others want than what you really hope for. It's key to understand that knowing where you're going in life doesn't mean you need a strict plan or a future that can't change. It's about having a goal, knowing what matters to you, and choosing things that match your values and goals. Having a direction is like having a guide or an inner compass to help you handle life's tricky parts and challenges. Being able to say no is a way of showing who you are. It means you understand and respect your own limits, needs, and wants. Saying no isn't just about turning down something you don't want. It's also about standing up for yourself and what's important to you. If people see that you're not really focused on your own goals, they might start to think your time isn't as important as theirs. This view can create a bad situation where you're expected to put what others want before your own needs. This not only makes your time and effort seem less important, but also means you keep putting your own dreams aside. Often this happens quietly and not on purpose. Still, it makes you think others' needs are more important, leading you to ignore your own needs. If you use a lot of your time doing what others expect, you might not have enough time to focus on your own needs and dreams. This shows why it's important to know what you want and where you're going. Having your own clear goals can help you set good limits and make choices based on what's important to you. This doesn't mean you stop caring about others, but it's about balancing helping others and looking after yourself. It's also important to understand how valuable your time and work are. This means knowing you're worth a lot and that your goals and dreams matter. When you value yourself, you show others they should too. Some people might think that if you spend time doing what they want, you're using your time well to help them. But this idea is not good because it only sees your time as valuable when it helps others, not when it makes you happy or helps you grow. Thinking this way can make you believe that you're only worth something if you're helpful to others, instead of seeing your own value just for being you. This kind of thinking doesn't just make your own dreams and needs seem less important, but it can also make you lose confidence in yourself and feel unhappy with your life. It's important to understand that helping others is only one good way to use your time. Your time is also valuable when you're working on your own goals, looking after yourself, or just doing things that make you happy and satisfied. When you put a lot of effort and focus into a personal goal, you're really showing yourself a lot of respect. This effort shows that you know what's important to you, and it also says that your time and life are valuable. This approach sends a strong message to both you and others, showing that every minute is important and should be spent wisely and with purpose. Deciding to live with a clear goal really changes how others see you. They start to view you as someone who carefully chooses how to use their time, not someone who's always ready to do whatever others want. Instead of being seen as someone just there to help others, people see you as a person with your own wants, dreams, and interests. Sticking to your goals brings lots of good things. Firstly, you feel more real and honest. What you do and decide matches your personal beliefs, making your life feel more authentic. Secondly, being dedicated like this makes you respect yourself more, and others start to respect you too. By showing you think your time is important, you help others see it that way as well. Also, being committed like this can inspire the people around you. When they see your hard work and what you achieve, it motivates them to go after their own goals and passions. Setting good boundaries is really important too. When you focus on your own goals, you get better at saying no to things that don't fit with what you want. This helps you keep a good balance between helping others and looking after your own needs. Also, focusing on what you want to achieve is a good way to leave situations where people don't respect your limits or treat you badly. Being able to avoid these harmful situations is very important in different parts of life, like at work, in your marriage, or with friends. For example, at work, knowing what you want helps you see when a job is becoming harmful. This could be because of co-workers who don't respect your space or having too much work that's not fair. Realizing when and how to take a step back is really important for keeping your mind healthy and moving forward in your career. Just like at work, in your personal life, like in marriages or friendships, being focused on your own goals and what you believe in helps you see when these relationships are unfair or bad for you. It's hard to notice and accept that someone close to you might be hurting you, but when you pay attention to what you need and want, you get better at understanding when you should step back and look for healthier, more equal relationships. Being able to walk away isn't just about keeping yourself safe. It's also about respecting yourself. It means you understand how valuable you are and that you should be in situations and with people who treat you well and fairly. When you think about things this way, the story you tell is about being strong and protecting yourself. It motivates people to think about how important it is to stay away from bad situations and to look for places and relationships that help them grow and feel good. Staying true to your own goals helps you worry less about what others think and do. When you focus on yourself, you don't need other people's approval as much. You start to realize that the only person you need to impress is yourself. This understanding and self-belief set you free and are really important for creating a life that's true to who you are and makes you happy. Leaving people who hurt you and bad situations is a strong way to look after your self-respect. It's not being weak, it's being strong and knowing yourself well. When you do this, you're saying you won't let bad people or situations hurt your mental health. This choice also tells everyone that you're the boss of your own life. You choose who and what gets your time and effort. This doesn't mean you don't care about your friends, family, or partners. In fact, it shows that even though you care about them, your happiness and self-esteem don't depend on them. Setting and keeping good limits shows you respect yourself and want others to respect you too. In business, deciding to walk away when negotiating shows others you're strong. It tells them you have other choices and aren't just relying on this one deal to succeed. This shows you're confident and believe in plenty of opportunities, which can really make a difference in talks. Having an abundance mindset doesn't mean you have lots of money, things, or many friends. It's more about how you think inside, feeling happy and confident in your ability to succeed and find chances. When you think this way, you show a strong belief in yourself and independence, which can really draw people to you and convince them. This idea works in your personal life too. It's normal and good to love and value people in your life, but it's important to know that your happiness and feeling of value don't depend on them. This helps you build healthier and more even relationships where you're not too dependent on others. In a negotiation, being ready to leave and meaning it is usually the best approach. It shows you're choosing on purpose, not because you have to or you're desperate. If you're willing to walk away when the deal isn't good, you stay in charge of the situation. This not only helps you get a better result, but also keeps you in a strong position no matter what happens. You succeed by sticking to your standards and keeping your own limits. If this was helpful to you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more ideas like this. Feel free to share your views in the comments. Keep being peaceful, and I'll catch you in the next one.